measure. SB 385. This is, so folks know this is, the motion would be to refer to judiciary. Please.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Again, SB 385 is a bill that will help implement a new policy that will require state or the water purveyors in our state, the various districts and agencies, to begin treating chromium-6. The state's drinking water standard for chromium-6 went into effect in July 1st, 2014. However, initial monitoring has not been performed as of January 1st, so we don't have a real clear understanding as to what the levels of chromium-6 are in certain areas, nor do we have an implementation strategy. This bill will create one, and this bill will allow our departments of water quality, the Water Quality Control Board, to begin the monitoring, and it will allow the various districts or those affected to create the processes by which they will retool. Treating chromium-6, removing it from the water, has never been done in the state's history. It's always been just an element that we've just accepted as part of our water, and it has been shown in large quantities to have detrimental health effects on people in the population. It is currently infeasible to require that all water systems currently out of compliance automatically treat their chromium-6 without first having to design these treatment systems, to obtain financing, to construct the treatment systems in a way that is appropriate for the amount of chromium-6. Chromium-6 in many cases is found naturally in the environment. Our state rock, what's it called again? Serpentine, sorry. Serpentine is found naturally. I'm sorry?
Senator Romero did that.
Oh.
Serpentine.
Well, serpentine is found naturally in our environment, and it leaches chromium-6 into the water table. So in many cases, we have chromium-6 naturally in our water supply. This bill will allow them to some additional time. It creates a window which is either immediately and no much more than 5 years to adopt a compliance program to begin to remove chromium-6 from the water table. So on the one hand, we're very excited that we're going to begin offering the people of the state of California better water, but at the same time, we want to make sure that there is a reasonable implementation plan to avoid any unnecessary litigation throughout our state that creates an unreasonable time frame for the agencies to perform. So today, we have with us some representatives from the California water agencies to speak in support of the bill.
First witness, please.
Thank you. Good afternoon. Cindy Tuck with the Association of California Water Agencies. We support the bill. We are the sponsor of the bill. We wanted to highlight for the committee 4 of the amendments that went into the bill last week. There were more amendments, but I wanted to highlight 4 key ones. The original approach that we had in the bill was a variance approach. And based on a suggestion from the State Water Resources Control Board and an independent suggestion from the environmental community, the senator has changed it to instead the water board, if they decide to do it, would grant a period of time for the public water system to achieve compliance. So variance, that concept is out of the bill. The second amendment I wanted to highlight is that the bill would now require the public water system, when they propose their plan to the water board, they'd have to provide a compelling reason why they can't be in compliance immediately. And that was a suggestion from the environmental community, and the senator and Aqua thought that was a great suggestion, so that's in print in the bill. A third suggestion was to spell out in the bill that the water board can pick a date that's earlier than the sunset date for compliance. And so that's been added. I think it's really important to emphasize that the test for timing in the bill is the earliest feasible date. So that's when the public water system will have to be in compliance, by the earliest feasible date. Finally, another key amendment was that the bill, we put in there that the bill only applies to chromium-6. So we wanted to make that very clear.
Clarify that. So if there's other requirements that the water board has to take in compliance, and it's always a money issue, right? They're trying to get it. They're not excused from those. It's just the extension of date, so they'd be out of compliance anyway, right?
For this doesn't do anything relative to other pollutants. For chromium-6, it's saying for the period of time, if they have an approved compliance plan from the water board, they wouldn't be deemed in violation for that period, but only for chromium-6. Just to wrap up real quickly, the bill includes other safeguards. One is that the water board reviews the proposed plan and has the discretion, one way or the other, to approve this period of time. The second is the earliest feasible date, which I noted that's a key provision. Third is the bill requires notice to the public, to the customers who are purchasing the water. Fourth, a status report to the State Water Board, one or more status reports, and it's up to the water board how many reports there are, how frequent they have to be. And fifth, there's a sunset in the bill. One, just update on the monitoring information. The initial monitoring has been performed. That had to be performed by January 1. We don't have the results of that yet. The water board will be providing that, but that's not available yet. With that, Aqua would urge an aye vote.
Yes, my name is Steve Bigley. I'm from the Coachella Valley Water District. I'm the Director of Environmental Services, and I'm here in support representing the Water District of SB 385. Later this year, we expect, once the initial monitoring is completed, our water system will deem to have the most impacted water sources in the state by this regulation. Fortunately, we have experience in installing the type of treatment technologies that remove both chromium and arsenic. We have learned a lot from that experience. We've been operating those facilities for 8 years. We were the first in the country to do that. We started our pilot treatment facilities. What we learned in that process is that the variation, even subtle variations of water quality, make a big difference in the treatment that you select. 3 years ago, we started our pilot treatment studies long before the draft rule came out. We got 2 of those studies include national funding from the Water Research Foundation. And we last year started a compliance plan using the experience that we've gotten from these pilot tests to identify what we need. We've identified multiple treatment technologies that will be needed at over 31 capital facilities within the Coachella Valley Water District for our agency, the largest of which will be a 40-acre central regeneration and residual management facility, one of a kind in the world. Our capital is estimated to be approximately $200 million in one of the largest capital projects ever done in the Coachella Valley Water District. We have initiated our design. We've started our environmental assessment, which I'll mention is a CEQA Plus, so that we can be sure to be in line for possible state revolving fund loans that may be available. That does require the higher level of environmental analysis and more time. We're doing our funding studies. We're completing our compliance testing within the next few months. This summer, we'll go to our Proposition 218 notification so that we can get our customers' support for potential rate increases that would occur in fall if our board approves those rate increases. We would then complete our design in early 2016. We would complete our environmental impact report. We would identify our funding, obtain that funding, obtain the property easements. By mid-2016, we expect to award multiple construction projects. We will have simultaneous construction occurring over 150 square mile area for where those facilities occur, a very complex project. We expect to complete that construction in mid-2019. And then, once we satisfy the state's demonstration requirements, we hope to obtain a permit and begin operating those facilities in fall 2019. And I'm available to answer any questions you may have.
It's frightening to think that you're already started. You're 3 years ahead of other water districts that may be sitting in the audience or maybe sitting at home even. And admittedly, Coachella may have a higher Chrome 6 problem and other problems that it's still going to take till the fall of 2019 to get in compliance.
When the arsenic rule was revised by the EPA in 2001, we took a similar approach and started immediately. Our main goal is to comply with drinking water regulations. And we came into compliance in the fall of 2006, months before the deadline that the federal government allows, which is the 5-year period when you have to install capital facilities. So it is quite a process. And you know, there's lots of examples across the country where folks did not do the type of pilot work to match the water quality with the type of treatment technology, and they ended up in nightmares. The treatment systems were installed and they don't accomplish the goal. So this work we're doing is essential to install the ideal treatment.
Your testimony underscores the challenge that people will have coming into compliance with the current state of affairs. Next witness in support.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. My name is Afrak Vargas. I represent the California Association of Mutual Water Companies. Mutual water companies are small, nonprofit water companies serving many of the most disadvantaged areas of the state. We're happy to support this bill.
Thank you.
Thank you, Senator.
Next.
Jennifer Capitolo, representing the California Water Association, the regulated water utilities. We are committed to getting in compliance with the Chrome 6 MCL as quickly as possible and think this is a balanced approach to helping us achieve that goal.
Next.
Bill Brennan, representing the Santa Ynez River Water Conservation District in Santa Barbara County. We are in very strong support of this bill, and frankly, we really need it in order to make our compliance schedule. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, members of the committee. Kathy Cole with the Metropolitan Water District of Southern California. Just yesterday, our board voted to endorse and support SB 385, and I urge your aye vote on the bill.
Thank you. Next.
Mary Henrici, General Manager, Rio Linda, Alberta Water District. We're located in northern Sacramento County. The Chromium 6 standard significantly impacts our district, and we support the bill.
Dan York, Assistant General Manager at Sacramento Suburban Water District. We are located in northern Sacramento County, and we strongly support the bill.
Thank you. Next witness.
Good afternoon, Mr. Chair and members. Glenn Farrell with the San Diego County Water Authority. For all the reasons previously expressed by the author and his witnesses, we're also in support.
Ma'am.
Erin Gilbert with the Indio Water Authority, also in support.
Next.
Lori Jones on behalf of the City of Watsonville in strong support.
Sir.
Roland Sanford, General Manager at Hidden Valley Lake Community Services District in Southern Lake County. We are affected by the hexavalent chromium standard and strongly support SB 385.
Others in support of SB 385? Opposition, please come forward.
I'm other. I don't see any other opposition.
Okay.
I'm Bill Alley with the Environmental Working Group. We removed our opposition late last week. I want to note this is the so-called Aaron Brockovich chemical, hexavalent chromium, and Aaron Brockovich opposed the bill too until last week and has removed her opposition. Also speaking for Clean Water Action. We've had a really good working relationship with Aqua and the senator. We know we're going to watch this carefully because this is a seriously bad chemical for people to drink, and we're trusting the State Water Board with the move from Department of Public Health to the Water Board. We feel much more confident that there will be strict compliance measures and monitoring as we move forward, and we understand the just basically feasibility of getting all this work done in a few short years. Thank you.
Very good. Others? Seeing none, let's turn it to the committee. Members, do we have questions of the author? Senator Leno.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Just to say, one learns a great deal in this committee, but I had no idea of the complexity of the compliance process. So the bill makes great sense. Pleased to move it.
All right, Others who have questions? There is a motion. Senator Hueso, you may close.
Thank you. Just simply respectfully ask for your support today.
Assistant, please call the roll.
Item 12, SB 385 by Senator Hueso. The motion is due pass and referred to Committee on Judiciary. Senators Wykowski?
Aye.
Wykowski, aye. Gaines? Aye. Gaines, aye. Bates? Aye. Bates, aye. Hill? Aye. Hill, aye. Jackson? Leno?
Aye.
Leno, aye. Pavley? 5-0.
He's getting smaller. Existing roll is 5-0.
The existing roll is 5-0. We'll keep it open for the absent members to vote. Thank you for your indulgence this afternoon. Let's move forward. We have Senator Lara. Item number 9, SB 208, regarding with integrated regional water management plans.